Welcome to the Temple Mount Podcast. I'm Shogun. This is session 4, I believe, or 5 of our Mage the Ascension BitChute Temple Mount Podcast, and you can join us on the Temple Mount Discord server. That being said, welcome back, my friends. Dude Missile, our storyteller, Raul Shen, a tarot card, and Rupert Sheldrake, and myself, Ghost, as we resume our campaign. Do you want me to give a quick synopsis, or do you want to give a quick synopsis?
Anyone who wants to do a quick synopsis for 2 experience points, go ahead.
Raul awakens after a long, sleepless night. He put together a report that was taking credit for the recent events with SynCorp, although it was outside of his own P&L and responsibilities. The troop, made up now of Rupert, Raul, and Ghost, followed a lead while they were laying low from some of the heat they generated that came from Rupert's online community, wherein the McDonald's had been alleged to have human meat in their patties. The party investigated a local McDonald's that was ostensibly associated with the franchise, found the human meat through magical means, and then used their powers of investigation and intuition to, as well as Rupert's knowledge, to find the manufactured plant and the manufacturing plant where the human meat came from, and bust the case wide open by providing evidence, which was both shared with SynCorp in the report given by Raul and shared with Rupert's online community. The word is going to get out about the human Big Macs, but the consequences of this are not yet certain. Raul stretches and sees the alarm, or the clock, in the $500,000 black armored RV that Rupert gained from SynCorp flashes 4:45. Raul says, I stayed up much later than I thought I would. Then leans back in his chair, puts the feet on the desk, and closes his eyes for a quick nap.
Okay, yeah, Shogun, if you could just mark down an extra 2 XP for Grug there.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are now in the campsite. You've sent your report. If we'll just do this freeform. What are you guys doing this morning? Right. Well, I guess Grug already explained it, but Shogun, what are you doing this morning? Or I guess Kashyyyka's not here yet. So yeah, Shogun, what are you doing this morning?
Until everybody else wakes up and is ready to go, I would just be outside the RV practicing martial arts, doing some shadow boxing and some kata, some drills.
Right.
Wait until everybody else is awake.
Right. So, yeah. So, you guys receive, you, Shogun, you receive a text message, and you receive a communication from SynCorp, and it says, we've got a job for you, yeah. What do you do?
Do we need to return to the headquarters, or are they going to send the details of the job over the phone?
They're going to send the details over the phone. They're gonna
message
you them.
Well, I'll wait for the mission then, or some kind of clarification of what they want us to do.
Okay, Grug, what are you doing at this moment?
Snoring.
Okay. Yeah, Grug, you are jolted awake by the sound of your phone. Do you pick it up?
Yeah, I snap away with my shades falling off my face. I grab at them and put them down. So I watch the phone buzz around the table and give a hefty sigh and pick it up.
Okay, so when you pick up the phone, you get what you get is sort of it's an AI voice, right? So it's just a machine generated voice message, explaining to you that there's some sort of anomaly going on in a specified location. It's an apartment. It's an apartment complex somewhere in New York, and there's sort of some metaphysical anomalies going on. And your guys' job is to investigate that, figure out what's going on.
Do we have the coordinates to the location?
Yeah, they give you the address. Yeah.
And our role is to investigate the anomaly. Syncor doesn't know what it is, or at least they're not letting on that they know. And they want our group, which they're well aware includes both Cal, which is Valen's character, and now Rupert, which is Teos' character, as well as the original Shogun Raoul duo.
Right.
Go investigate it together.
Yeah.
Well, this is absolutely fantastic. I knew that we would get to the bottom of this eventually. Another key to the puzzle. Let's go. And Rupert straps himself into the front seat, drives to the coordinates.
Okay.
As the van takes off, I kick open the door and shout, Poltergeist, get in here. We're taking off. Rupert's going nuts.
I jump in the car quickly as he starts driving away through the open door.
Okay, so you guys start driving off, and Grug, make a luck roll. Do you remember what I call a luck roll?
No.
Just roll a D100.
Oh, right. Okay.
This is not a World of Darkness mechanic. It's just a thing I do for rolls of luck in games that don't have any sort of mechanic for that.
60.
Okay, as the van is moving, and by the way, just Valen's what was Valen's character's name? Valen's character is following by his motorcycle. And Grug, as you look out the window, while you guys are driving along the highway, you see a strange thing. You see off in the distance, very briefly as you pass by, a gnome. In fact, a couple gnomes sort of emerge from the woodwork, and they sort of are looking around, and you sort of are looking at them, and one actually realizes that there's a RV on the road, and that it sees you.
I take a second to blink and rub my eyes and look back at it as the van continues to pass, trying to grasp what I'm actually seeing. I blink and wait and turn and say, did somebody lace me, or are you guys seeing this?
I look out the window to try and see what Grug is seeing.
Shogun, you don't see anything. It seems like yeah.
And I just say, well, forget it. I didn't sleep much last night. I'm probably fine. If I find out it's one of you guys in your mind magic playing a prank on me, I'm going to be super pissed.
Okay, so you guys start to enter the city. And there is but as you're sort of approaching the outer city limits, you see Kashake, are you ready? We're about to get you in here.
Okay.
Okay. It's gonna be a little bit haphazard, but we'll just go for it. So you guys see, as you are approaching the outer city limits, a some sort of weird like as though space were shattered, had like a crack in it like glass, forward on the road. That there's just these sort of cracks that are growing from this initial impact point in space itself, just sort of in the air, right? What do you do?
Rupert,
I shout at Rupert. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Rupert, being the driver, probably in the first one to see this, he kind of leans his head back and says, "Hey, Ghost, Raul, you guys might want to see this." And he's slowing down, almost to a stop.
car stops, and we're seeing some kind of cracks opening in reality right now in the air.
Yeah, it's like a sort of crack in the fabric of space time, sort of thing, and
it's directly in front of us on the road, or is it like way up in the sky?
It's sort of roughly roughly in the air, about as more or less around the same height in the air as the top of the RV, right? So it's not on the ground, but it's like it's a bit up, but it's not like that high.
Is this time magic that we're seeing?
Let me roll for that, I guess. I can detect time
yeah.
magic. I guess none of us can, but...
Well, I have 3 in time magic, so I don't know what yours is.
Rupert has the highest score in time, I believe. Or maybe.
Right.
Yeah, go for it.
So I will just say, if we're doing like, are you?
I'm just asking the DM a question. Is this time magic we're seeing? Do I have to roll to know this or not?
I think in the rules you do.
I would get you to roll for it if that's not a big deal.
I roll over the hood of the
is it a
car.
big deal or not? What should I
Run
roll?
off the back.
Just roll either wits or knowledge and time.
Yeah, wouldn't you roll your RK to do a level 1 sphere check?
If he's trying to sense it, or if he's trying to reason, right? So if it's reasoning, I'll just get him to roll his however many points he has in that sphere. If he's trying to magically sense it, that's just a 1.
I think he's trying to magically sense it.
Okay, yeah. So just roll your Arte then. So
roll 3d10.
Yeah.
Can I do something here?
Okay. I am using perception and knowledge of time to figure this out. So he's looking at it, right? So he's aware of it, right? So I'm doing a perception check. Everybody knows what that is. And then I have an understanding of time that's higher than most people. So I'd like to include my time in that as well. Is that okay?
Well, if you're
that's not how that works.
No, listen. He's not trying to sense it in a magical way. He's just using his understanding of time. So I'm going to say
because at level 1 in time, you get the ability to sense time magic. So I'm at 3. I'm trying to use that. It is in the book. It says at level 1 in any magic, you have the ability to sense its magic. So
right, that's what we were just talking about. And then you said you wanted to do something different than that. That's what we're confused.
Well, yeah. So to use your ability, just roll 3d10, and with 1 point in time, you can discern this as long as you get at least 1 success on your 3d10. You can add 2 perception, possibly.
Okay, Rupert does not detect anything. Rupert is like, "What's that bird over there?"
You can. If you roll badly, you always have the option of spending a willpower point as well.
See.
No. And when, just for ease of game, when I'm having a one-on-one conversation with the DM, let's let it stay there between me and him when I'm talking about the game rules. Perfect.
Well, the way I wanted to roll this was not like using a spell, right? The way I wanted to roll this was like your understanding of that thing. So just he sees this, he knows what time magic looks like. He doesn't need to cast a spell to say, "Oh, that's a rip in space time," right? So the way I would have rolled that is just like either intelligence or wits plus.
Well, it just gets difficult. It gets difficult to go outside of the rules because now he's going to tell us this is time magic, and I don't have, like, let's say I don't have any points in time. I can just roll perception to do like a 10 XP point sphere check. Like, that sounds, you know what I mean? I'm just trying. I don't know. I just got the rule book, so I'm kind of focused on the rules.
Something?
Go ahead, Kashika.
Can you hear me? I just pop out, and I finally made it okay. So now in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, okay, so this is it. I'm here. I now find myself running over top of the windshield, over top of the hood of the car. Is the car moving?
No, I think they stopped, didn't they?
Yeah, they stopped.
So you stopped. Okay, so then I've run over the hood of the car. Sorry, the roof of the car, down the back, and off to the closest. Are we in a city building?
We're still on like the road, I think.
We're just outside of the city.
Yeah.
So I run behind a tree to get a good vantage point and to get a good gauge of my surroundings to see what I'm dealing with.
We just saw a woman come out of thin air and run over the top of the RV.
Yeah, more or
And now
less.
she's gone. You don't see
Okay,
her.
well, can you describe your character a little bit since now we've seen you visually?
Well,
Like, what did we actually see?
you saw a female popping out of this crack that you were all wondering what it was. And then you saw basically the bottom of my foot touching the top of the windshield and making it over top. And that's what you saw.
But what
so
kind of clothing are you wearing, for example?
Do we need to roll for that?
Do you need
Well,
to
I think
roll
we
that?
just appear out of thin air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just came out of thin air, right? That's what you were
Right,
seeing.
so
That's what you were
we're
trying to figure out what you were looking at. It was a
kind
crack in the air. I jump
of
out.
your
The only
character.
thing you see of mine was the foot that touched the windshield, and then I ran across the top of the hood of the roof of
Was
the
there
car.
you?
I
Are you wearing?
just shout out, "What the hell was that? Was that a person?"
Exactly. So now I'm hiding from you guys because I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, so the
Oh,
proper way
no.
this works, just I'm gonna talk about this for a second, is that Kasheka says her action, and then the DM responds, right? We don't just keep playing off of her portrayal of what she's doing, and then we're like, yeah, and then I run out the door and I grab her, and then I was like, yeah, I punch her in the face. No, that's not how this works. Like, so she is taking an action. She might have to roll, she might have to whatever, and then let's say she rolls a 1, she falls on her face in front of her. It changes the whole situation. So, like, when a person does something, be quiet.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
what
take
I was
I didn't take an action. I just said 2 words.
Yeah.
So
No, but
You're
she took
freaking
action.
out, dude.
what I was gonna say, Kasheka, is the way you should think about this is that this is a story we're all telling. You're playing a character. I'm the narrator, right?
Mhm.
So what you say is what basically you say what you want to do, and then I'll adjudicate that to the rules if there's some sort of difficulty in it, if it's some sort of action that requires like a test of skill, then I will adjudicate what you need to roll to determine that if you passed or not. And then once you do that, you get to roleplay and describe how you did that thing. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a perfect entrance. So she said exactly what she's doing. She's falling through. She's trying to run over the van and then go hide wherever there's cover. So you tell her what she needs to roll to do each of those, and then what the cover is. Like, what's the problem?
Yeah. So I guess
Because when when I popped out of that crack, like I was saying, the first thing popping into my mind was, okay, this is on. I'm doing this.
yeah.
Let's go.
I'm in the place where I'm supposed to go. I just run. I touch my foot, top of the windshield, run over the hood, the top of the car, run off the back, go and hide. Find a place where I can figure out what's going on and get my bearings.
And
That
apparently
makes
none of
perfect
If there's
sense.
something I need, yeah. And if I need to roll something to see maybe how well I've disguised myself, or how much they've seen of me, or if they're even going to come to get me, I don't know.
Right. So do you have any points in stealth? That should be under your abilities. It's in skills under abilities in the middle there. You have stealth.
I do. I've got 1.
Okay, so what do
I
you
also have
have?
2 survival. I've got
It's not important right now. So you have 1 in stealth?
Yep.
Okay, so what do you have in dexterity? Oh, yeah, that's what I was doing, Teos. Yeah. So what do you have in dexterity in
3.
attributes? 3?
I've got 3 dexterity, 3 stamina.
Okay, so when I say roll stealth plus dexterity, what you're going to do is you're going to check how many you're going to check how many you have in stealth. You're going to check how many you have in dexterity, and for every dot, you're going to roll 1d10. So you have 1 in stealth and how many in dexterity?
I've got 1 in dexterity.
So you're going to roll 2d10.
Sorry, 3 in dexterity, 1 in stealth. So it's 4
Okay,
total,
so you're
right?
going to roll 4d10. Are you on a phone or a computer?
Phone.
Okay, so Shogun, you're gonna have to lead her through how to roll.
Wait, I have
4d10.
No.
Yes. So you go to the gaming chat, and
I'm in
you type.
there. I typed
You
in
type
slash roll space 4D10.
and then click count at the top. You see count? No. So slash roll, and then click count, and then it'll be. I'm sorry. Click dice. It'll be D10. You want to choose the D10 selection, and then click count and pick 4.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
if you just do slash roll
I
and
got
wait for it to pop up, then you click
9175.
There you go.
Okay.
and
So, yeah,
copy and paste what you entered.
So here's how this plays out. So you guys like hear something bang, like someone very very heavily step on the front of the vehicle, but you don't see anything. But you heard something hit the vehicle, and now you
All right.
yeah, go ahead.
So is there still a crack in reality in the middle of the air, or is that closed up?
It's not closed up, but it is receding.
It's disappearing. Can we see anything through the crack?
No, it's literally just like a crack in a sidewalk. Like it's just like line art, basically, right?
I'm gonna jump out of the car and try to like do a ninja jump, like hanging on the front of the RV, and then jump back into the hole that's now disappearing in reality. Something came in. Something came out. Maybe I can go in.
Okay.
You're jumping into it?
He's
trying to jump
to
to the other side,
So,
but if you do that, you're going to be gone.
Well, we'll see if I'm successful.
Okay. Well, we're gonna do.
Hopefully, it closes like halfway, and you just get cut in half, and like half of you.
So, do you have athletics?
No, I've got dexterity.
Okay. This is gonna. This thing is like the size of this thing is like an RV's worth in the air, right? So it's not really a dexterity roll. It's like a strength roll, right?
Okay.
So,
tell me what to roll.
Yeah, if you don't have athletics, then just roll your strength.
You have no athletics.
Well, he has 1 athletics.
Oh, does he? Okay. Yeah,
No.
roll
Well,
your
everyone
strength.
has 1. You always have 1.
Oh, that's right. Everybody has.
No, you only start with 1 in the attributes, not the abilities.
Okay.
Got it.
So you start with 1, but not 1 athletics.
I think I got 2 strength. Let me double check that.
Well, I would much rather preferred going back to Rawls' original reaction, which was, what the fuck was that? But I guess we can go if he jumps into the portal.
And it's just going to get rid of Grug because he's going to be in the future if he makes it through.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 7 and a 6.
So, because you're a normal human being, you jump, and you manage to just barely sort of graze it with the top of your head, and you see Kasheka. What does he see? He sort
As he's falling to the ground, he starts to see the
no wait let me
thrill of the car and then the ground.
Okay.
No, he's saying he stuck his head through the time portal.
Like
I get a peek of where you came from.
Yeah, he gets like a little glimpse of the place you came from. So what does he see?
As if it were a door, but it was
Yeah,
actually more like a chamber. So it was filled with very. Am I supposed to be answering this right now as my character?
You're supposed to be describing where you came from,
character.
because if you're a time traveler, we don't know what your time is like. So you have to narrate where you just came from on the other side of the portal.
Okay, so they use a very a plasma, basically, electrified plasma, to be able to change. I think that maybe I should be explaining this later on when we're actually interacting with each other, not while I'm still hiding from you guys.
No,
but you have to tell him what he sees.
What he sees. Just you don't have to explain the context.
So you're describing the scene that you just left. You just came through a time portal. He just went through back the other way. So you have to say where you were right before you came through the time portal so that he could get a glimpse of it, basically.
Okay, so he would basically be seeing many colors, mostly some sparks of blue in a plasma, like a dark plasma type of rolling energy. Sparks of blue, some flecks of purple in there, a little bit of green, But as that portal closes, because you're seeing the portal closing, and at the same time, they've already the de-energization, if that's a word, has already begun. So it's not fully activated at that time. It's now done its job and pushed me out.
Okay, so you
As
can't
I
see.
land, I turn around and I go, "Man, it looks like a Grateful Dead concert in there."
Right.
As for myself, okay, I will jump out of the car and I suppose try to see or detect the person who presumably just hid in the woods. So I guess I'll roll a perception check.
To look for the gnomes or Kasheka? What are you trying to do here?
Kasheka. I thought we
Okay,
drove
yeah.
by the gnomes already.
Yeah, no, you're yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Is you're way past the gnomes. The gnomes they're far gone. Yeah. If you wanna, so you're looking. What? Sorry, say that again. You're trying to.
I
Look
only have 2 perception. I'm trying to see who just hid in the woods. We know someone or something just ran over the top of the car, so I'm just trying to detect what it was.
Yeah, just do perception. Just perception and alertness if you have it.
I have no alertness, so
Okay.
it's just a perception check. I only have 2 dice to roll.
Yeah, you see. You see a person, like going in that direction. Yeah, but you
Wasn't she like
hiding?
hiding behind a tree or something?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be as stealth as possible. I'm actually going to be using. I'll say it afterwards, I guess.
So do I see her? Or...
Yeah. I think if she's hiding, then I'd say you see her moving. You see her trying to sort of get into a hidden position, right?
Okay, so I see that there's a person in the woods.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I would just wave and say, "Hello, we don't mean you any harm. Feel free to come out of the woods. You don't have anything to be scared of." No reaction.
He's talking to you, Kasheka. You can respond or not respond if you want, but if you're not going to respond, you should say something like, "My character doesn't say anything."
Well, my character right now is trying to figure out if I could trust this person. Is this the people that I'm supposed to be that I'm looking for? I want to know names, but at the same time, I don't know for sure. But I do know that I was placed in this time and in this exact location to be meeting up with people.
Okay. Well,
So
again, I called. You say hi.
My name is Celeste. Celeste R.A.
Hello, Celeste. I say. Nice to
your
meet
name?
you. That's quite a way to make an entrance. I just tell her my code name. I say, I go by Ghost. This is my partner, Ral, and our friend, Rupert. We were just on our way into the city. You look like you could use a ride.
Sure. Yes, please.
We're in the middle of nowhere. We got a nice RV. You know, you'll have to explain to me how you managed to pop out of the air like that. That's quite a trick, I say as we get back into the RV.
I jump in front of the door. Whoa, hang on a second. We don't even know this person, and they came from God knows where with all sorts of crazy LSD. Look, we're going to need an explanation before we hang out, not after. Okay, she might have a bomb on her. Do you have a bomb on you?
No, I don't have a bomb. But was it Hubert?
No, Rupert and
is
Raw.
Theos. I'm Raw, and then Shogun is Ghost, who I will be referring to by incorrect nicknames.
Oh.
So Rupert wants to roll his alertness to see if what is Kashika's character's name?
My name is Celeste R.A.
So Rupert wants to see if Celeste is actually here after his napkins or not. He wants to roll his alertness.
You're not gonna.
Maybe just.
Do you just want to roll that? I mean,
like
he's concerned for his napkins. I understand that. Rupert was that, not Hubert? Herbert.
Rupert. Yeah.
Rupert.
What's your last name, Rupert?
Albrecht.
What was Rupert's last name?
Albrecht.
No, it's Sheldrake.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Sheldrake.
Teos, if you could explain to me why you want to roll for, because what I'm thinking is Kasheka either is or isn't, right? And so is it like a
no, he isn't. But Rupert doesn't know that.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, roll your alertness plus your perception.
Or would it just be an insanity check?
Or I could just let
What's
him know
my
that
Shogun?
his concerns about
I
his
know you
napkins
sent
are.
me my thing, but I'm still going to be relying on you here, buddy.
Yeah, that's okay. So you want to know what your perception is, or alertness? You have 4 in alertness and 2 in perception. I suggest that you just try to get any information you can about this new person, rather than checking if she's going to take your napkins. Just do an open-ended check on her to see what we can learn about her.
Yeah, like
I'm
you're
just-
like you're
I'm just
checking her
trying to
out.
roll
Is
for
this
my
girl?
character, and
Sorry.
I'm finding it very difficult right now to roleplay my character who is worried and paranoid about his napkins. I would just like to check and see. Like, Rupert doesn't give a fuck about anything else but his fucking guys. So he's rolling to see if she is interested in his napkins. Maybe we find something out. I don't know what's going to happen. But,
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Okay, so
I got one more.
oh yeah, okay.
You only roll one at a time.
So Tios, what you saw was a woman pop out of like a crack in reality, right? So you are not sure that you don't know you don't think for a fact that she's after your napkins, but you wouldn't write it off.
Okay. Rupert greets her hesitantly, says hello.
So that he's saying hello to you, Celeste. So then you just respond as you would.
Hi, Rupert.
Welcome to the team. Make yourself at home. There is everything you could possibly need in the RV, but please do not touch my napkin. Thank you very much.
I promise
Excuse
you I
me.
won't touch
Excuse me.
napkins.
This team is the intellectual and otherwise asset property of Syncor. Okay, we can't just bring people on here unawares. This is going on my P&L and my credit card. So unless you guys have a good reason to invite this total stranger who came through a rift in reality into the RV where we're going on a top secret mission. By the way, Celeste, you didn't hear any of that. I'm going to say no.
So Ghost steps up and says, "You may not know this at a C3 clearance, but any and all supernatural, paranormal, transdimensional, and metaphysical phenomenon are considered a top priority for acquisitions for Syncor. Objects and events like this are always of significance to the corporation. We never know when we can weaponize something, commercialize it, or just add to our understanding of the paranormal phenomenon."
I cross my arms, lean back, and start making like a hand puppet, blah 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 noise while he's talking.
I say, regardless, we're better keeping her close where we can figure out what's going on. Just letting someone pop through from another dimension and not know what's going on is a potential risk to us. We need to figure out what this is all about.
All right, I'm like, well, maybe first things first. What the hell did you just do? Can you do that again? Can you show me how to do that? I want to do that.
Sure. I'm wondering though. This is a motorhome RV. You were saying? Is there a
Yeah, it's like a-
washroom in here?
Yes, there is.
Can I use the washroom, please? I have to go really bad.
Okay, so while she goes to use the washroom, I guess she's going to have to tell me when I get back, but I just want a description of her character because now we've seen her come from the future. So, what does she look like? But she can tell us when she gets back.
Oh, was she asking out of character? I couldn't tell.
I'm assuming that was like a way to ask
No,
in
I'm
character.
in character. I'm in character.
Oh,
That's why I
okay.
wanted to go into the
While
RV,
she's
right?
going
So
to
now,
the bathroom.
while
Can you
I'm in the
describe
RV, I'm
Because we've
secretly
seen you.
planting a
Okay,
tracking
so
device.
Kasheka, if it would be easier for you, you can find a picture of someone and post it in game chat. You don't necessarily have to do a full
Well,
description.
right, but it matters, right? Because she just came from the future, right? So, is she wearing shiny silver space outfit? Is she wearing an astronaut's outfit? Is she wearing normal clothing? Is she carrying weapons? That's all stuff we would know just by looking at her, right? Just by seeing her. Is she wearing normal 21st century clothing, or is she visibly from the future? Is she naked? Like, that's what I'm getting at here. What are we actually seeing?
Okay, so
Is it-
out of character, but speaking as the character, it would have been noticeable if I was dressed any other way aside from what you would normally see during your time.
But
So
no,
you're
but
saying
that's
So we
ordinary
don't
clothing.
know we actually don't know she's from the future. She just came from this crazy like rift thing, and she's dressed normally.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah,
I wanted.
exactly. And I'm in your washroom right now, and I'm planting a tracking device.
Oh my gosh!
Now I come
Out of
back out.
character. Told you guys.
That was me just telling you guys because you're asking a lot of questions, and it's still a lot of confusion, right? Like, who the hell is this? Oh, she needs to use the washroom. Go ahead.
But
I'm
if
in your
just so you
washroom. I'm planting a tracking device, and then I come back out, and I sense that the three of you are just standing there, really not saying much, but there is a little bit of confusion. I know that I'm supposed to be meeting some people, but they did mention SimCore. And I know that it would probably be better for me to just keep a little bit of a distance from these guys. They are the ones I am meant to meet. I step back out, and with these things in my mind, I think to myself, you know what? And I say to them, thank you very much. It was great meeting you guys. I just realized that I do need to go somewhere right now. So,
Whoa, wait a second. Hold on. No way. Not a chance. I told you guys she had a bump. She just went on the van and came back out. Now she's leaving. Where? Where are you going to go? Back through your
I
portal
needed to
to
use
God
the
knows where?
washroom really bad. I
okay.
needed to
So
use the
I'm
washroom
dying.
really bad.
everyone stop for a
Thank
second.
you.
Everyone stop for a second. Okay. So first off, this isn't like a hard and fast rule, right? But in general, Kashika, if there's something you'd like to do in character that you don't want other people to know, for the sake of making roleplay easier, because you're not having to sort of lie, like making metagaming not even a possibility. If there's something you want to do that you don't want the other players to
Hey,
know,
don't accuse me of metagaming. I'm not metagaming.
I didn't say you were metagaming.
Right now,
So-
I don't
Yeah,
want them to
I
know
heard it.
anything
I
about
heard it.
That's you're
Okay, slow down.
misunderstanding.
I'm
Okay.
Like
just
right
kidding.
now, I want them to know as little about me as possible
Right.
because
So
I have just
hold on, you
arrived.
guys. You're not letting anyone finish their point. So what he's trying to
Okay.
tell you is just DM the storyteller and tell him I'm putting a tracking device on the van. Don't tell us because our characters don't know. So
Yeah.
Okay.
if you're doing something in secret, then you do that by sending a direct message to Dude Missile and telling him and type what you want to do. But don't
Okay.
tell it out loud to us because we're not supposed to know because we don't have access to that information. So when I kept asking what you look like, you should have just described yourself because I was able to see you. So I should have that information. But conversely, I'm not supposed to have the information of what you're doing in the bathroom because I can't see that.
Since we already, sorry, I wasn't accusing you
Let's.
of metagaming, Grug. But
No,
since
I'm
we've
joking
already-
around.
Okay, right. I can't always tell, so but Kashika-
Just real quick. Let's save the roleplay critiques for after the session.
Yeah. Okay. So Kashika, since what we're gonna get you to actually roll for this, right? And
Yeah,
we're gonna get
to
you
see if they'll
roll
walk away as opposed to staying there.
to see how well you hid that tracking device.
Okay, deal. Because they know about
so-
it now. It's not a
yeah.
secret.
Well, they don't know about it in character, right? So, for example, Grug thinks Grug thinks you put a bomb in there, but he doesn't know that you put a tracking device in there, right? So there's what's called metagaming, and metagaming is when you make your character act in a way, based on information that you have as a player, but they don't have as a character, right? So
yeah, it could be metagaming. But if I didn't say she might have a bomb on her, and she's like, "Can I go inside of your thing for 4 seconds and then come back out and leave?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
So
needed to use the washroom.
Yeah. So basically,
makes
you
sense,
have to
though, right?
roll. So roll to hide your device.
So I think we'll do. Let's see here.
Well, hold on a second. If I wasn't actually going to be saying this as my character to them,
No,
and they as
you
characters
need
should
to
not have known about it.
you need to listen to the DM. So the DM is telling you to roll to hide your device. So that's what you do. So
I understand this. I'm just saying in the future, when I need to do something similar, I can't say, okay, it's my turn to roll about something I'm not going to tell you guys about, right? Do I do that?
Like I said, if you want to communicate privately with the DM, you do it by sending a direct message to Dude Missile. What you say aloud, you're saying yes.
And Dude Missile, you probably in this situation should just roll for her, so that way no one knows that she's doing something secret. That's her point that she's trying to make.
Yeah.
And it would be a lot easier because this would all have already happened in the background. We would just see the DM rolling, which is what would happen at a tabletop RP. You sometimes see the DM roll, and it's like, "Ooh, what's he rolling for?" Right? That's just how it works. So let's continue.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. So what do you? Well, here's the thing. I'd still need to message her anyway, right? Because just so I hear what you're saying, Tios. But
right, you roll. You tell her how well she hit it because it's
right.
What do you you know? You have her character sheet, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I just remembered that.
Okay.
Yeah. So So continue for a moment with your roleplay, guys.
Before you do the roll, can I just add one more thing?
What? What?
I'm DMing you.
She's DMing you probably.
So I'm like about to pull my hair out. Raul is like about to pull his hair out because he's like, this thing happened and you guys are saying let her in and she's going in and then she's going out. Now she's leaving. So I'm like, no, stop, enough. Okay, listen, who are you? Where do you come from? And why are you here? We're not letting you go anywhere out of our sight after that big spectacle.
And I likewise block the doorway with my body so she can't get back off.
Okay, so I'm still on the RV. I'm no longer outside.
Yes. Yes. Unfortunately, I say this, for reasons of operational security, now that you've seen our faces and know who we are and what vehicle we're in, we can't allow you to leave until we know more about who you are and what your intentions are.
Well, I was just walking because I had to get somewhere, and I saw that you guys had an RV, so at first I noticed that your car had stopped, so I decided to just kind of hang back behind the tree because I didn't really know what was going on with you. And then when you seemed friendly, you asked me to come out, you told me that you're friendly, I decided to just pop up, and I needed to use the washroom. So,
I see. So you want us to believe that this giant rift in reality with a big thump on the top of our RV leading off in the direction where we found you has absolutely nothing to do with you. I understand. The problem with that, Celeste, is that I call bullshit.
What is it that you were seeing?
We saw you come out of a giant rift in time space. So
you saw me come out of it?
Yes, we saw you come out of it from midair and land on top of our RV. Like, this is the whole scenario. You came out of a rift in space and fell on top of our car. So saying that you were just walking around is not going to work.
But I do want to remind you that all you saw was a foot at the top of the window.
Real quick.
You don't know it was me, right?
We saw a giant rift in space with a foot coming out of it, is what happened.
Here's a good time to use that PvP mechanic I was talking about. So Kasheka should roll like her charisma or whatever is like approximate to deception, charisma plus manipulation or something like that. And then
I've got 2 charisma, 2 manipulation.
And then we look at it to see if we're convinced or not. You know
what I mean? There's no possible way. There's no possible way that we're going to believe this story. We literally saw a supernatural event.
That's fine. That's fine. That's why we get to choose the DC, but we also get to see like how well she's playing off the thing. You know what I mean? Like by a dice roll.
Let the roll make the
Let me go. DM's privilege here. Give me a second. So here's the thing, right? You couldn't without using some sort of magic, right? If you said, I'm going to try and stealth in front of this guy who was staring directly in front of him. I'm going to try and stealth walk right in front of him. I'm going to roll my stealth so that he doesn't see me as I walk directly in front of his eyes. That doesn't work, right? So Kasheka, so what you say
I'm not trying to do that. What I'm trying to do is
you're just trying to fib us. You're just trying to fib us.
Yeah, exactly, right?
So just roll your deception. We'll look at it and choose whether or not it actually convinces us given the circumstances.
Yeah, because he mentioned SimCore, and I was like, so I'm thinking to myself, it may be better for me to just hang back right?
Yeah, but I
To
feel like you don't
decide things.
understand. I feel like you don't understand what happened in the scene where we were driving
Oh, I
down the
do.
highway.
No,
Well,
Technically, you
she
saw foot.
gets
You
that as
saw
an
foot.
guys,
obvious
come
lie.
on, don't interrupt.
One
Right,
at a time.
we're having a hard enough time getting through this as it is without interruption. I'm not sure that you understand that we saw a giant crack in space and then you coming out of that, right? So
But
we
you
know
didn't
that
see
you weren't.
me.
Yes, we did.
You
We
only
saw
saw
your
foot.
foot. We're not idiots, right? If you drive up, we see a big crack, we hear a thump, we find you in the middle of the woods. Like, there's no possibility. There's no possibility that we're going to believe that you were just walking around. We know that you came out of the crack. Like, my character understands that just from what happened, just using common sense. Like,
But
if I'm
this is where the
driving and I hit a deer and there's a big thump and then there's a dead deer in the ditch, I'm like, okay, we just hit that deer.
Right, and so
Someone
This is where the
falls
dice
literally on
decide.
top of our car.
everybody gets that, Shogun. You don't have to like super explain it for the fourth time.
Okay,
Everybody
But you're
everybody
telling
gets
me I can name the difficulty, and
the
I'm saying the
roll. Right,
difficulty is 11. Like, it's not an
right. So
achievable goal.
yeah, exactly. So there's no way to succeed. But she rolls because what if she rolls like 5 10s? Then we're like almost believing her, but still like no way. You know what I mean? Or if it's all ones, we're just like this is the craziest.
Okay.
So we know it's a lie no matter what. But
Look,
the
Yeah,
extent to
then I
which
have to
she,
do something.
yeah, it's a big
I'm-
lie.
Okay.
She's not going to succeed.
I just want to say, like, so you guys were all in various parts of the RV. Tios was driving, so Tios would have just seen her like land on the RV.
Now you're retconning. Now you're
I'm
retconning.
not, no. Listen,
They
what she
only
We
saw
we
my- the
almost made
bottom
it.
of
We
my foot.
almost made it through this decision, and now you're retconning, like, dude.
I'm not okay. I'm not retcon. This is a real clusterfuck of a game so far. But
That's what
what
I'm
I'm saying
saying.
is, what Kasheka said was that she came out of the portal and she claimed that what we saw was her feet,
The
right?
bottom,
And
the bottom of my foot
Yeah.
hitting the top of the
Right,
windshield.
which is what the DM said a couple of minutes ago, and now you're saying, no, actually, the guy saw all of her. So
no, I'm saying okay. What
she just
what-
got called out in character for lying. Like, I don't know why
Okay.
this is being like so spurgy. Like, everybody knows in character and out of character that she's lying. Like, so what's
Okay.
the problem? Why can't
The
we
only
just move
thing I
forward?
don't understand is why we roll impossible rolls. Like, if we were deciding in advance that there cannot be a success, why would we take the time to roll? Is what I'm trying to
But why
Because-
would
understand.
I have 2 in manipulation and 2 in charisma?
Because
And
a roll
3 in wit.
allows you,
If
because a roll allows you to know how successful you are at doing something. So, like, if like she rolls a bunch of ones, she's like, well, it's not me.
Okay, so let's just
But if
do
it's
the
a bunch
roll.
of tens, she's doing like an extravagant story.
yeah,
That's
and
it.
you guys are buying
It's just no, we're not going to buy it. No one's going to buy
If I roll and win,
No,
like
'cause it's-
whatever it is I need to roll, then
No,
that means that you guys are at least buying the fact that the possibility is that it may not
Right.
be me.
Right.
No.
Okay.
That's all I want.
So
I
I'll tell you right now. The difficulty class is 5 11s. You have to get 5 11s. Okay, so roll your dice.
So do the players do we each get
In
to
this
choose the
case,
difficulty?
yes, we're telling you that
Okay.
we're not buying
Gotcha.
your story under any circumstances.
Okay.
Because
So all
it's
you can
PvP.
do, all
Okay.
you can do is roll to see how well you fail. That's all you can do.
Right.
Okay. So
Because it's
I am
PvP.
before I rolled a 4d10. Now what do I roll?
I guess
Because
we're
I've
gonna
got-
make it. I would
Or
say
manipulation.
I would say charisma and manipulation, actually, because it's like
Okay,
you're trying to
so-
manipulate them, but how well you tell the story could potentially, like,
Exactly.
affect how your story's perceived, right? So go.
Is
charisma
wits
plus-
included in that?
No, he just told you
no.
charisma and manipulation.
Charisma and
So
manipulation.
obviously not wits.
Not wits. Okay. So I roll how many sides?
You roll.
10.
You
It's
roll-
always 10.
Yeah.
10.
It's always D10, and what's called your dice pool is the number of D10 dice that you roll. So in this time, you add up your charisma ability and your manipulation ability, your attribute, and that's how many dice you roll. I don't have your character sheet, so I can't help you with that.
Okay, so
You
10
have,
sides and a count of 4, correct?
Yes, you got
Okay.
that right.
5, 8, 1, and 10. I don't know what that means, but
Well,
So 10 is a critical success, 1 is a critical fail.
and a 5 and an 8.
Yeah, so I mean, you guys, I'll just
I
say,
just slightly passed.
So you weave the story well. You're playing it off well, but we are like crossed arms looking at you like you want us to believe this. Like, so you're doing what you're doing well, decently well, but there's just no way that we're not going to connect you to what we just saw in the, right in front of our eyes.
Right. So we're not allowing you to leave the RV because we know that you came out of in connection with this rift in space, and because our corporation requires us to look into paranormal phenomenon, we are now considering you a paranormal phenomenon, and we're not going to let you leave. Plus, you now know who we are, which means we can't let you go until we know that you're not some kind of spy or something.
Okay, for the mechanics of the game, though, when I rolled the 5, 8, 1, and 10, okay, so I'm going to get rid of the 1 and the 10. That leaves the 5 and the 8. What does that mean with my success?
Usually an 8 would be a success, but because in this case you're doing what's called a player versus player roll, we got to determine the difficulty rating, and we called it 11. Now, obviously, you can't roll an 11 on a 10-sided dice, so you did not succeed in fooling us. You could not succeed in fooling us, but basically, so that's why I was questioning why we were even rolling an impossible roll. But
well, first
you got no successes essentially because you couldn't succeed.
Right. Well, see that's the problem with having, because the way it works is like say you get a 10 and a 3 and a 3, right? That's one success. So even though it's a 10, you got one success, and we're playing it so that 10 is like a better success, but it's still one success. So like if you're trying to like jump over a chasm, you get a 10, a 4, and a 4, right? That would be like you jump over the chasm and you just barely manage to grab onto the other side and pull yourself up, right? Whereas if you got, say the DC was 8 and you got two or three 9s and then some 3s and some 4s, right? That would be like you jump over the chasm, you get your foot there and you sort of stumble a bit, but you manage to get on pretty easily.
This was just meant to be like a quick introduction to the PvP mechanic that we already implemented. It didn't need to be like a 30-minute rules lawyer thing. Like, who'd continue?
Yeah. Okay, so Kashake.
So based on the roll, does that mean I just squeaked by, but I did make it?
They don't believe
we told you already. You need to
Okay.
listen. You need to listen.
Oh, I'm listening. I'm just trying to see what I can get away with.
We told you very clearly from the beginning that there was no chance of success, and that the difficulty was 11 on a 10-sided dice. So that means the chance of success is 0. Okay. Anyways.
So let's rewind. What did you tell us to convince us of this again, and then we'll just press play from that point.
All I said was that I was walking. I noticed the RV. I saw that you had stopped, and I decided to hide behind the tree because of the fact that I didn't know why you were stopping, and I didn't really know who you were. So I came out because the ghost was saying that he was friendly, and I didn't have to worry. So I did.
Got it. So I'm just going, all right, listen. It's going to be much, much better for you to come aboard willingly. At first, I didn't want you to, but now you've left us no option. And really, I do insist, and I kind of put my hand in my suit pocket over my breast, and you can make out the outline of a gun. I said, get in the van. Or chocolate bar.
I'm in the RV.
And I just look at the other guys and roll my eyes. This is a mess. And I get back in the shotgun seat and slam the door closed behind everybody as they get in. Also, guys, she's your problem now. You keep an eye on her. You wanted her so bad. You're going to take care of her. You're going to take her for walks. And you're going to clean up her poop after her.
And feed me, please. Okay. So I go in, I sit down, and
I crack open a Budweiser and offer it to Celeste and say, you might want to drink.
Glug, 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 glug.
All right, so we're drinking a beer, and I tell Raul to hit it and get us back to the camping spot.
Well, hold on. Tios is driving, number 1. And number 2, we're not going to the camping spot, are we? I guess I can say that part of the character.
We're going to the mission spot that we were given.
hey, you said that she was part of Syncor's blah blah whatsoever operation that we can pick up any strange hobo that we see as long as they fall out of the sky. So, yes, let's continue with the mission. I'm getting paid today.
Very well. So, Tios, hit it, and I'll try and get this woman up to speed. So basically, here's what I'm confused about.
You're out of character right now, right? Okay.
Well, I'm speaking to Rawl, I guess. So, Rawl, was the coordinates we were given for the supernatural anomaly that we were supposed to investigate? Is that where this happened, or was this on the way to that place?
So the anomaly is happening at an apartment complex within New York City, and
Okay.
It's way down the road.
Yeah, so this all happened on the highway, on the outside the outskirts of the city. So you're
okay, that's what I thought. So I speak to Celeste while Rupert is driving, and I say, we're currently involved in a paranormal investigation. You're free to tag along, and at this point, I'm afraid, like my partner said, we're going to have to insist. We're going to an apartment inside the city to take a look around and see if we can see anything out of the ordinary. Hang in there with us for a little while, and we'll make it worth your while. And we'll eventually have to take you to be investigated and briefed by HQ. I'm sorry, but we can't just let people fall out of the sky without asking a few questions.
I understand.
And I shout back, plus, you better not have any bombs on you. But as long as you're around, there's Big Macs in the fridge if you want one. Don't eat all of them, though.
I have no bombs. Thank you.
And the Big Macs have human meat in them, I mentioned.
What?
I nod and say, don't worry about it.
I just kind of shrug and turn up the music. Hey, I've been kind of a hog with the DJ here. I know everybody loves techno as much as me, but maybe we should turn on some Grateful Dead for our new arrival and her trippy hippie concert she fell from. Any objections?
I simply shake
I'm
my
interested
head.
in knowing what it is that you saw.
I turn on Scarlet Begonias as I shout back over the music. It sounded like this. It looked a lot like this would sound if you were on 4 hits of acid and a couple tabs of X. Have you ever done that before? It's quite a ride.
Me, no. No, I haven't.
Yeah, me neither.
Shake my head incredulously and smoke a hit of cannabis out of a pipe that I pull out of my ninja vest.
Okay.
So we continue down the road towards the coordinates. Does anything happen on the way?
So as you get closer, as you get to like the street that the apartment complex is on, you can see various you can see that sort of like the building that you're approaching has been evacuated, right? And that there's like police tape, and there's no cop cars anywhere, but there's just like police tape, and it's clearly sort of been sectioned off from the public, essentially.
Well, we've got a security guard uniform, but I don't think that's going to fool these guys.
Wait, there's people out in front of the apartment building, or it's just police tape?
It seems like it's been evacuated, so there's just police tape. There's no police.
So maybe we can just. What time is it? What time of day or night is it?
It took you a couple hours, so we'll say it's maybe 1:00.
I instruct Tios to take a couple more laps around the block while we look out the windows for anything suspicious or atypical or even anything typical that's noteworthy.
Do we perceive anything out of the ordinary?
No. You don't see anything strange. It just seems like this place was all you can really glean is that this place was evacuated, and that there's probably if anyone's inside, they're probably authorized to be inside the building.
I suggest that Tio parks some short distance away and we approach on foot.
Okay, so
did we find a back entrance to go to or anything like that, or is it just the one road that it's on?
Yeah, it's like a dense New York City road, so there's no alleyways or anything.
Okay.
So there's no back door to
There
this
might
building?
there's like there you don't have okay. What I'm saying is like it's like rows of buildings, right? It's like so it's sort of like a duplex situation where there's many buildings sort of
There's no
filled
way to
right.
get to the back except to go through the front anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Or
No
like
alleyway
drive
behind it.
around or something. Like drive around the
Yeah,
entire
there's not another
street.
road that. Right, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So, like, I suggest you park a short distance away, and we approach on foot to the front, I suppose.
Okay, so Rupert parks the car down the street, and you guys all get out and start approaching the building.
I'll try the door.
As we approach, I pull the tape taut and go limbo, limbo, limbo. I'm like, come on, go under it.
Oh shit!
I duck under the tape and go and try the door, see if it happens to be unlocked.
It is
I
unlocked.
just shrug and follow.
It is unlocked? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll open and stride in.
Who's
Okay.
all coming with us? Just to be clear, all four of us.
Well, Rupert follows Shogun, that's what he
Yeah.
said, so he's with me. And Kasheka has to come with us, so we're because if we leave her out there by herself, she could, like, escape.
All right, well, then I'm going to be behind Kisheka. I'm going to position Kisheka in between us two, still holding onto my gun and my dagger, as always, neatly tucked into my left sleeve.
Okay, so you guys are in sort of a, you know how apartments will have the sort of door inside the door where it's like there'll be like a buzzer, right? And you have to get like buzzed in order to open the door. You have to have a key. That's you're in sort of like a small little place like that, and there's some mailboxes around.
So there's another locked door now that we can't get through?
It's just like made out of glass. You could just break through it if you want.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah.
what I was going to say. I'll use my carbon fiber brass knuckles to break the glass so we can get inside.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's evacuated, so it's not like we can buzz someone and get them to let us in.
I'm not gonna make your roll for that because you're not in like a pressure situation, so we can conceivably think you could just do that. So
Okay.
yeah, you punch through the glass, and yeah. So as on the other side of the glass is like a staircase, right? And it seems that like above it seems like it's like a stairwell, and then there's at the top of every set of stairs is a door that leads into a small room between all the apartments.
What are the numbers on the apartment?
Like 106, 107, 108.
And we weren't given a specific address, just the building itself?
Yeah.
All right, I shrug and start climbing the stairs and intending to just like walk all the way to the top to see if I find anything out of the ordinary.
Right.
You're going up another level?
I'm going like all the
level.
I'm going to go all the way to the top of the building to see if there's anything like out of the ordinary, or like if we hear any noises or see any blood on the walls or whatever.
Okay, you reach the 4th floor, which seems to be the top. And
we don't hear or see anything unusual.
You make actually let's do something here. Do you go into do you open the door outside of the stairwell? Like do you go into?
Sure, if there's any kind of door that I can open.
Okay, roll dexterity.
Okay, that's 4. What'd you get? 1 second.
Just as a reminder, I have been saying everything in character.
Mm-hmm. Good job. So I rolled 3, 3, 4, 9.
Okay, you like almost slip on the on something, but you manage to catch yourself. And what you see when you look at what you slipped on is the floor on the floor on the 4th floor is covered in some sort of slime kind of material.
The fourth floor is covered in slime.
Yeah.
I take one of my shuriken from my pocket and I scoop some of the slime onto it and I hand it to Raul and say, "Eat this."
I'm like, yeah. How about we bet on it? I'll flip this. If it's tails, you eat it. If it's heads, I'll eat it.
While they're talking about that, I reach down and I touch it as well.
It's,
Okay, doesn't it?
Nothing particularly happens when you touch it. It's not acidic or anything. It's just some slime.
I mean, all
I
right.
have it between my
But
fingers.
I'm gonna use my magic to see if it's alive in any way. Pretty fearsome life. Just using one sphere, so it's Arte 3.
What?
Is that how I roll that?
You're trying to sense if it's magical?
I'm just trying to see
Yeah,
if it's
living.
if it's alive.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Where are we? Temple Mount. So I just roll 3, right?
Yeah.
177.
Yeah, it's alive. It's alive.
Oh wow. Okay, I take out a small container from in one of my pockets. It's just like a Ziploc bag, and then I use my knife to like scoop some of the slime into the bag and zip it up and put it into like my pocket again.
I'm starting to like crack open the doors and like look for an alternate escape route here. Is it slime everywhere? Do I have to step over the slime to get to the doors, or is it like not possible to step over it? Like I have to step through it.
You could avoid it, but it's everywhere in the room. But it's like there are some clean spots. It's not like totally saturated.
All right, well I'm gonna hop and skip over to like a window and try to like open it up and look around.
Does it have an odor, this slime?
No. It smells like soap. It smells very clean and pleasant.
Living soap, eh? Okay, so Raul looked out the window.
So there's no windows in that room, but there is in the stairwell, which is just one door away, right?
All right, well that's where I'm going. I'm going over to the stairwell to see if I can, see anything.
So I will say then, if you want to make an alert, perception plus alertness.
Can I use awareness?
Yes. Sorry. Awareness is what I meant. Yeah, alertness would make sense here. Yeah,
all right, excellent, because that is 7. So here's 5 of it, and there's the other 2. Oh, I said too quick. Hold on. Here's the other 2. 3, 7, 8, 10, 3, 1, 7.
Yeah, 3, 7, 8, 10, 3, 3, 7, 8, 10. Yeah, so you notice that it's very clean.
What's clean?
Like just the whole space outside the apartment, but specifically like not the street, but the space outside this apartment complex is noticeably cleaner and more organized than everything else.
Like well manicured grass and no like junk sitting outside like some of the other houses around have.
Yeah, there's
someone's been taking care of it.
There's no trash. The everything sort of looks like very well kept, basically.
Okay. Do I see like an easy escape route out this window? Is there like, pole I could grab onto and slide down if I like really needed to or anything like that?
No.
Or is it just jump out the window and you're falling 4 floors into the grass?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well that's it for me.
Okay, well I'm gonna knock on the nearest apartment door.
Yeah. So you knock on. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if anybody's gonna answer any of these doors.
So Shogun, when you knock on the door, it just flies open.
Okay. So it's like a broken door with no like latch. Or was it like sucked open by a gust of wind or something?
It seemed like the door was opened by something. Like something okay. Conscious opened the door.
Well, but I can't see anything. Is there a light on?
Yeah. It's well, there's no light on, but there's light coming in from windows, so you
All
can
right.
see.
But I don't see anything immediately inside the door.
No.
Okay.
You
I'm
you
just, I'm
see,
just
like, a
gonna walk
hallway.
in. I'm just
Okay.
gonna walk in and look around.
So, what you notice immediately, without having to roll for this, because this would be very visceral, is again, the apartment itself, like the outside, smells, very very fresh, very cleaning chemical esque, right? Sort of artificial, like fruit smell or whatever. Um, and it's a little the ground is a little bit slippery, like it's just been mopped.
Okay. But there's not. Do I see anything else in here? Is there
So
people, objects?
you see what you on the right of you, facing the inside of the apartment. There is a door, and then in front of you there is a hallway that seems to lead to like a living room area.
Well, I want to search this whole apartment to see if anybody's inside of it. So can I do that?
Okay, yeah. So as you enter the hallway, you come into a living space, and then to the right is a small like kitchenette area, and then there is there's no porch or anything. It's just sort of just an interior space. But the living room is there's no one in the living room or kitchenette, right? And if as you try to open the door, you find that it is locked.
The door back out?
No, the door to the right of you when you entered.
Oh, okay. Well, can I kick it down?
You can try.
All right. Just strength, or
We're just gonna I guess you could add in athletics if you have it.
okay. Well, I'll roll strength. 5, 4, 9, 5. Check if I have
Yeah,
any athletic-
it does not budge.
I have athletics of 3.
Oh, did you not finish rolling yet? Okay, sorry.
I got 3 more to roll. Sorry.
So
8, 3, 5.
as you try to kick it, you sort of notice that it's like very very abnormally still. Like it doesn't budge the way a door normally would, even if you haven't put enough force in to break it, right? You don't get any sort of feedback.
Okay.
Kicking
I
this
call
door.
over to the rest of the party and ask them to come join me. There's something weird going on here, I say.
I tell Celestia, you heard him. Go ahead. I'm right behind.
Yeah, I walk
And
over.
Rupert's already beside me. So I say something
I continue
opened
to
this
look around.
door. I say something opened this door when I came in, and now something's holding this door shut. Something's not right here. There's got to be something on the other side of this door.
Are you all in the apartment?
Yes.
Okay, the door the door outside of the apartment locks, like slams shut and locks itself.
So now we're locked in here.
Well, the locking mechanism is on the inside of the door, so not necessarily, but the door slammed and then the locking mechanism was pushed in.
There's got to be some kind of ghost or haunting going on here. I say, Raul, why don't you use some of that spirit voodoo that you seem to have to see if you can see anything around here? Maybe there's another haunted object like that kid's doll.
I say, I have no idea what you're talking about. Meanwhile, I do it, and I got a 2 and a 6.
You trying to? What were you trying to do? That moved really fastly.
Spirit magic, level 2
Yes.
spirit.
Trying to see if there's any like haunted items or ghosts or anything around.
There is some spiritual energies in the building.
Okay, so there's no like location or anything attached to the reading.
No. You can't.
Why don't you try using your investigation skill of 2 to see if you can find something using mundane means? Maybe you could do perception plus investigation and roll 4. There's got to be something in here.
Metagame. What's the point of investigation? Rawl says as he strokes his chin. No. Like I just shout out. Whoever closes that door, you have till the count of 5 to move away from it. 1, 2, and then I pull out my gun and shoot 3 shots into the door. Ba ba ba.
Fuck. Okay. We're gonna have to get everyone to roll. Let's see here. Everyone roll dexterity. Dexterity plus alertness.
So,
Alertness. Alertness.
Everyone be included?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone.
So I have no alertness. So I rolled 10, 10, 3, 7.
Okay,
8.
Shogun, you're good.
Okay. For Rupert has dexterity 3 and alertness 4 for a dice pool of 7. Am I rolling for Tios or?
Roll for Tios, yeah, because I got to do some rolls too. So.
Okay.
So dexterity, I have 3. Alertness, I have 1. What else was there? That was it?
Just alertness and dexterity, yeah.
Okay, so that's 4 total.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's sides of 10 and a count of 4. Yes.
You're rolling for me, Shogun. Thank you.
Yeah, you got 7, 5, 1, 6, 8, 8, 2.
So, Tios, hang on. Let's see here. Our roll. Oh, fuck. Yeah, Tios, you get sort of slightly grazed by the bullet that so Grug, you shoot the door and it just ricochets right off and grazes Tios's leg. So we'll call that we'll just go with bruising damage because it's not like it didn't really hit any organs or anything. It just sort of grazed his leg, right?
I'm just, oops, my bad, and wave my hand to use my life magic to heal the graze wound to level 3 life.
Yeah, okay. Tios, you're good.
Remember, you have to spend quintessence when you use magic too, eh?
I thought
No,
we weren't.
so what we determined was that quintessence actually is a way to decrease the difficulty check of magic.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
So it's not an expenditure every time you use magic.
No.
That's good. Okay, good. So we cannot shoot this door open. I could not kick it open. I could try to use some of my magical powers and try again to break it open. Nobody's answering the door. But we're locked in. Well, we're not locked in here, but there's some kind of poltergeist here. You couldn't detect it with your spirit.
I'm just going to go over to the door and try to unlock it and open it.
That's a good idea.
Like you're gonna try and pick it.
Well, he's trying to
Unlock.
get out the front door.
Yeah, you said the locking mechanism's on the inside, so I just flip it and I turn the handle.
Yeah, okay. So as you try this, I'm gonna get you to roll. Let's go strength and strength and stamina, or strength and dexterity, whatever you have the highest.
All right, strength and dex. It's going to be 7.
Okay.
And it's 8, 5, 10, 1, 6. And then strength 2, 10.
Ooh, okay. So you managed to undo. So you managed to undo the locking mechanism, right? But as you're trying to do this, it's clearly resisting you. Something is trying to move against your movements, right? And you manage to open the door. What do you do?
I peek my head left and right and start shouting. Who did that? Who's here? Show yourself now.
Okay, so not roll. Let's see. Roll alertness and dexterity.
Okay, I have 0 alertness, but my dex is 5. And I rolled 8, 8, 3, 2, 7.
Okay, so the door is about to close. The door. This is gonna be like I'm gonna have to ask you again, but you realize instinctively that the door is actually about to the door. It's trying whatever is going on here. The door is attempting to close in on your neck, basically.
All right, I'm gonna slip through back into the hall.
Back into the outside the apartment.
Yeah, I'm going outside of the room.
Okay.
The rest of the team in the room.
Right, so you are now outside the apartment.
The door slams shut behind me, and I start pounding on it. Are you guys all right in there?
I say, yeah, we're all right, but something weird's going on here. Can I try and... Sorry?
I just say, you can say that again.
Can I try and use Mind 3 to, like, detect any consciousnesses that are in the apartment with us?
Yes.
Okay.
You'd only need to use Mind 1 to detect a consciousness, so are you trying to do something on top of that?
I mean, if there is one here, I'd like to, like, communicate with it, but first, I want to detect it and communicate with it if possible. Where the hell did Gaming Channel go? It is. Okay, so I rolled 3d10. Trying to use mind magic to communicate with any minds, disembodied minds in the room. 7, 6, 9.
Okay, yeah, there's someone on the other side of that door.
Can I communicate with them in any way?
Roll.
Yeah, you can maybe send them send them like a mental ping or something along those lines.
Well, I want them to open the door.
Okay.
I send that message.
Right. So as you sort of are interacting with this consciousness, you hear something. You sort of hear its thoughts, right? And it doesn't seem like it's directed at you, but you just hear something saying, must clean, clean the blood, must remove all stains.
We have some kind of OCD cleaning ghost here or something like that. Let's see here. So there's searching around. We don't find any keys or any other objects that stand out.
No. If you want to make, here's something I would like to do. What I was thinking was, no, okay, if you would like to. No, I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil it. Okay, what do you guys want to do? You don't find anything, no.
You can say that. You said that out loud, right? OCD.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
right.
I just that's what Shogun said. So what Shogun heard was the thoughts of the
I'm with
consciousness.
Narrated first. Yeah,
what?
and he told everybody that there's an OCD cleaning ghost. So I'm just gonna go up, like beating on the doors and spitting on the ground. Say, come out! I got something for you to clean. I'm just spitting, hawking loogies all over the place.
Okay. So you hear a incredibly loud a yell of like anger, and it's very like the voice of someone who's been like chain smoking for like 40 years, right? This very rough, like gurgly kind of aggressive like bark, and the door flies open, and in it you see sort of like this hag type creature, with a like sort of like a brush, like a hand brush, like the kind of brush you sort of wear like a glove, right? And it's like it's like it sort of, you see like sort of suds are in various places around the sort of bedroom that she's in, and as the door opens, she runs at you. So roll initiative, everybody.
What's initiative?
So initiative will be 1d10 plus the size of your dice pool of dexterity and wits.
So yeah, it's just a D10, and then you add the number to that. So I rolled a 1, which is a critical fail, and then I have 5 dex and 3 wits. So it's a critical fail plus 8 is technically a 9. Tia's
Yeah.
also fail.
So Grug is 9. Shogun? Hello?
So that was a dexterity plus wits, right?
No.
Roll
One-
one.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Greg.
It's a D10 plus. This is unlike all the other rolls. So you just roll a one D10, and then you add to it the number of spheres you have in dex and wits.
So I'm completely confused. So I do
So all you
roll.
have to do is
So
roll
I did
one
D10,
D10. Just
and
roll
then
one
the count-
D10. Yeah, so look at your character sheet. How many points of dexterity do you have? And then add wits.
So the
How many-
count is now dexterity plus wits, right?
Yeah, so
No,
how many
one-
points of dexterity do you have?
I have 3 dexterity, 3 wits.
Okay,
So
that's
six.
6. But
Yeah.
roll one D10 and add 6 to the number that you get.
I somehow
So
rolled 3 dice
I'll
by
do-
accident.
I roll D10. That's the number of sides, and then the count is 1.
Count as 1.
Gotcha. Let me see if I did that right. Sides is D10. Count is 1.
So Tios and Grug both rolled 1. And Tios had
Okay.
dexterity 3 and wits 2, so he rolled 6. So Tios has initiative 6. I got 14. If you
Okay, so Grug is 9, Shogun's 14, Tios is 6.
yeah.
I rolled an 8, and then I just wanted to check to see if I was doing it right, and I was. And then I rolled a 5. So I would take that 8 or 5 or whatever, and then I
You
would
get
add
13.
6 to it because
8 plus 6 14. So
Okay,
you got
who
the
has
same
higher
initiative as me. I have
Who's got higher
dexterity.
dexterity? You,
I have dexterity 5.
Kishako, what's your dexterity?
3.
Okay, so it's going to be Shogun, Grug, Kishaka, Shogun, Kishaka, Grug, Tios. So
Okay, so I guess we're Ghostbusters now. I call out as I get ready to fight, and I guess I'll channel my chi magic into my fists again, so that I can try and punch this ghost with force.
Well, you're in-
it's not
you're in
it
the
is not a
apartment.
ghost. It is a physical
hag.
creature. It's like a hag, yeah.
Okay,
You're also on the other side of the door from me, where I see
it's
the ghost.
no, I thought the
Yeah,
door
so he's in the hall, we're inside, and we're all fighting the same.
But isn't the ghost coming out of the locked door inside the apartment that I'm in front of?
Oh,
Like I thought you spitting on the ground got it to open the door that we were trying to get through.
yes, yeah. So when he spit on the ground, the door you guys were trying to get into opens
Right.
up.
So I'm actually closest to the hag.
So I'm the one that's away from it.
Yeah.
You got it to come out, but it came out where we were. So I tried to put force into my fists. I rolled 3, 7, 1. So I guess I don't succeed. can I still attack even though I failed at my magic roll?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so I just want to trip. I want to kick this hag creature's legs out from underneath it so it falls to the ground and also hurt it. So I have 5 in martial arts and 5 in dexterity. So should I roll 10 or?
So you want to do a sweep? Like a leg
Yeah, I
sweep?
want to sweep it and drop it on its
Okay.
butt in case it's just some
So-
crazy.
Just so you know, this is a higher difficulty move than others. You gotta roll an 8 to get this.
Okay, but I get D10 dice, right? For dexterity and martial arts?
Dexterity and martial arts or dexterity and brawl, whatever you got.
Yeah, either way it's 10, so. Oops, did I only roll 4? Or did I do 5? Yeah, 5. So 10, 7, 8, 9, 9, 2, 4, 4, 7, 4. So if it's difficulty 8, I got 4 or 5 successes with a critical success.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So, Shogun, you run up to the hag and trip it, and it falls prone. And
Does it take any damage?
Yes, it takes. Let's see. So you got how many successes minus 1?
10, 7, 8, 9, 9. So that's 5 minus 1. But I didn't get any critical failures.
So how many was it minus the first one? The first success?
If the difficulty's 8, I got 3 successes.
Okay, yeah. So you do. So wait. So you got 3 successes in total.
4 successes in total, but you said minus.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you did 3 damage. Don't worry too much about the HP. It falls and it doesn't look too you haven't made that much of a dent, but yeah, you've knocked it over. You bruised it at least a little bit.
Okay. All right. And it's on its butt.
Yeah, so next up is Kasheka.
So with both arms, I circle them backwards in like large circles, and as I lunge forward, I bring my arms in front of me with my palms open and cause a gust of wind to take that hag's body and bang it against the side of the wall and knock her unconscious.
Okay, so what spheres do you, let me check what spheres you have to see if you can you should be able to do that, I think, but let me just double check. So you've got forces, yeah, so you want to use a gust of wind to blow the hag against the wall.
Yep.
Okay, you're going to roll your Arte. So you've got an Arte of 3, so roll 3d10.
It says 10, 10, 8.
Oh, yeah, you so
Pummeled her. She's knocked
Yeah,
unconscious.
yeah, and not only did you pummel her, but you actually the gust of wind you created was so powerful that Shogun, you were pushed to the side a little bit, and also like all the stuff on top of like the drawer, like their clothing drawer, and like there's like a desk, like all the furniture, anything on top of furniture in this room, like a lamp or something, like has been like pushed around, and so there's a bunch of broken glass and stuff on the floor now.
Was that because of the 10, 10, and 8?
No, that's just if you were successful, that pretty much would have happened. But the degree to which it happened was yes, because you rolled really well.
Okay.
So yeah.
So she's knocked unconscious. And again, looking at this person, do they look like a human being or do they look like some kind of creature?
They're humanoid. They look. If you want to make like a roll here, do you have knowledge? Does anybody here have knowledge?
Rupert has knowledge of politics, and Grug has knowledge of law and computers, but nobody has any lore or anything like that.
I have esoterica.
Oh, what?
I have 3 of esoterica, 2 of investigation, and 2 of computer. One of medicine, and 1 of science.
So roll your knowledge plus your wisdom. Yeah, hang on. Let me roll intelligence plus esoterica.
So
intelligence.
Yeah, what is your intelligence attribute?
Oh, it's 4. Okay.
So 4 plus 3, so roll 7 dice.
It says enter a number between 1 and 5 for count. I don't know why.
Yeah, you're gonna have to roll 5, and then you're gonna have to roll 2.
Okay. So that's what I got for 5.
Can you read
And
them
now
out?
2.
The
Sure.
bot doesn't always update properly, so I can
Okay.
only see the last roll Shogun did.
Okay, so I rolled 6, 4, 10, 8, 10, and then with the roll of 2, I rolled 6 and 7.
Okay, yeah, Kasheka. So what you can glean from the way this thing looks and what you know is that this thing was at one point a human, right? And then after sort of some sort of traumatic event, it's they sort of were possessed and sort of corrupted and mutated by like a sort of spiritual entity, right? So there's like a human in there, but there's also there's someone who's been possessed by something, a poltergeist.
Okay, now that being, that hag, is now knocked unconscious.
Yeah.
So are we walking over? Take a closer look, or are we walking away?
Well, do you
I
want
want to
to
look in. I want to look inside the room now that the door opened. Is there anything else inside the room that it came out of?
So there's like a very sudsy part of the sort of back corner where you can see that someone has spent a lot of time trying to scrub blood off of this back corner of the room.
Are we out of initiative now?
Yes, you're out of initiative now.
Can I come
Before
back?
we go anywhere, is it possible for us to maybe tie her hand? Does anybody have anything to tie her hands and feet
Maybe.
with, just in case?
Initiative anyway. Is the door locked still to get in, or can I get back in the room
No,
with them?
if you try to open the door, it does open.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you guys do?
So we don't see a body or anything like that, a weapon.
You see a stain on the corner of the wall that has a lot of soap on it, but the blood's still there, and it seems as though it's sort of roughly the height, like from the floor to the top of the blood stain. It sort of roughly looks like roughly the height of like someone sitting down, right?
Hmm. Well, we know that this creature is possessed by some kind of spirit. It's going to wake up soon, so I don't know. I find myself having a hard time seeing Raoul's character as an exorcist, but maybe you can try and cast this spirit out of this woman.
Sure, never underestimate my expertise in any field, I say. And what I'm actually going to do, this is in the book, I'm going to reverse the age of the hag.
Oh, okay.
I'm capable of doing that with Life 3 on a person. So I roll.
Does it say the DC for that?
No.
Okay, okay.
I'll read it to you, though, what it does say. It says body magic. I just saw it, sorry. Body magic. Where did it go? There's so much stuff in here. It just said reverse age. And then it said like Life 3. That's all it said.
Okay. Go ahead, roll Arte.
It was a 3, 5, and a 7.
3, 5, and a 7. Okay, you managed to reverse it back a decent amount, but you didn't seem to fully return this person to their normal bodily state, right?
So this old lady's kind of features start to become younger. Now I'm going to do one more thing, which is
Wait.
Yeah.
So not only does she become younger and start to look more like a young woman, but her skin starts to fill out. Before she was very like bony and sort of wretched looking, but now her sort of fat is starting to return, and she looks a little bit less anemiated.
Okay, then I saw something else that was speak to spirit. So speak to spirit, spirit 2 under spirit powers. So I'm going to roll RK3, and I'm going to say, this woman is ours now, not yours. Release her. And actually, let me just use a point. I think that's a fail, so I'll just use a point of willpower to automatically succeed, unless I need to announce that before the roll.
I think you can do it. I think you can do it after a roll. I don't think there's any.
All right, I'm down to 3 willpower.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, level 2 spirit to speak to whatever spirit is and tell them that we're undoing whatever hold it has on the woman.
And the you sort of hear the spirit. All of you hear the spirit. Or wait, no, I guess since you're using that, yeah. So you, how are you envisioning this? Like you're doing like a spiritual, like mental, not like as in mind, but like non-verbal communications, like talking through spirit, or are you saying this out loud and using your magic to connect
so
to it?
I'm putting my hands, I'm laying my hands like a priest would on the woman to reverse her age, and then in my mind I'm speaking out to the spirit with maybe some low audible mumblings. But this is this is mental spirit magic, not physical somatic magic.
Right. So you hear the spirit say, it was her fault. I still had time. It was her fault. She did it.
And I continue to respond, what did she do? Speak now in your last moments.
She killed me. She killed me.
And who are you?
I'm her mother.
This person murdered their mother and then got possessed by the mother's ghost.
That seems to be the story, yes.
I need details. Now, we want to make this right. Where's your body? We'll put you in a proper grave and give you the funerary rites of your choosing.
Gone is what she says.
Your body is gone. Where can we retrieve it?
She says it's acid. She dissolved it in acid.
Well, that really burns. But you're gonna have to leave now.
What do you do?
I want this woman back now, and I'm just gonna shoot more life magic into her, into the body, which I assume will affect one invigorating the woman into reducing the spirits. It's an undead.
Oh, I see. So before you were reversing age, now you're sort of like. Well, the thing is, she's not undead. Is the thing. She's possessed, and that possession. I guess since the spirit is undead. Yeah, so the spirit's undead. Sure. So roll that.
Yeah, there's 2 persons here. One spiritual entity and one a corporeal entity. But they're in the same physical location. So I'm using life magic to separate the 2 by giving life to one and reducing the non-life of the other.
Right. Okay. You're sort of burning the spirit through the medium of the body, essentially.
9 and 8.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to sever the connection, and the communication breaks off, and you also manage to, as you're sort of imbuing this body with life, it does manage to bring her back to an even closer to whatever her actual form was, the woman.
Does she wake up?
No, but she's breathing.
So we managed to. Did the ghost dissipate?
explain everything that I just like experienced to the remainder of the party. I'm like, well, this woman killed her mom. Her mom was cleaning up her own guts in the hall. We still don't know what the slime is, but the mother seems to be gone for now, just like her body dissolved in acid. I kind of shrug and look around.
And then I ask you, is there any way to find out why she killed her mother and who she is?
Well, she's right. Be breathing now, so I guess we just wait till she comes to.
I mean, I could wake her up.
I'd like
But we
to
might as well just
find her hands and her feet, just in case.
Yeah, do you have any smelling salts in your med kit? As Kashika finds it.
I'll use my medicine. I guess if she got her head bashed on the wall, she could actually be dying from like a concussion right now. She's like an old lady. So why don't I
She
use
just
my?
knocked out.
Why don't I? Yeah, well, getting your head banged, you get a concussion. Can I roll a medical check to try and heal her or wake her up? I have medicine.
You can do like some first aid. Yeah.
All right, so I'll do first aid. 5 dice.
Dude.
Oh God. Shogun.
He got critical.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out just what the exact way in which you fucked up here. So you're like oh God. Okay, Shogun, you're sort of checking her bones, right? You're and like doing like a little diagnostic, figuring out what kind of condition she's in, and as you sort of are checking the neck, you hear something snap.
Broke her neck. Oh well.
Yeah.
That's okay. She was a murderer anyway.
Wait, sorry. What happened to her? Did you kill her?
I think I broke her neck somehow. I was doing first aid and I think I snapped her neck.
All right.
Oh well.
It's not that you snapped her neck. It's that there's already sort of a neck injury, and you just sort of by being a little bit of a klutz, you sort of worked it at a bad angle and worsened it, and it cracked.
Whenever I crack, I'm gonna like roll my eyes and wave my hand and try to undo it. Trying to use my life 3 sphere to heal her. 10-7-4. If she's dead, I don't think 3 spheres of life can bring her back. But I'm thinking no big deal, so I'm just kind of nonchalantly like, oh my gosh, this guy is supposed to be my bodyguard. He's like killing my prisoners and stuff for my job. Like, whatever. Bring her,
So the thing is, people do survive like neck injuries, right? So she wasn't quite dead yet, but yeah, you managed to sort of by focusing your energy on the neck, you're able to at least heal that part. So she's no longer has a broken neck.
So I say out loud. Go ahead, Rupert.
He hears the snapping. Goes, holy fuck! I think you just broke her neck.
I say, well, we're not cops, and we're not here to solve crimes necessarily. We know what happened, but it's not really our responsibility. Maybe we could make like an anonymous police tip, but do we really care if this woman killed her mother? I mean,
we're here to investigate the source of the anomaly, and we need her to do that. The spirit's gone. We got some slime, and all that's left is this quadriplegic woman who looks a lot better now. Kind of says, I shoulders and go, look, you guys have never been at a party before and seen somebody fall out here, and I just like reach into your med kit, get a popper, and like waft it under her nose. Wake up, honey. You got some splaining to do.
And she smells it and she starts breathing in deeply. She goes, "Oh, what the fuck, man?" And then she sort of like, oh, holy. She's like blinking really deeply and like looking around like a crack addict. She's like, "Whoa, what whoa, and then suddenly, as she's sort of going through this wide range of sort of facial expressions, she looks delighted. She looks her eyes brighten up, and she's like, "Oh, sweet Jesus, it's over! Oh my Lord!"
I pull out my step over both sides of her head and point it down, and I go, "Freeze, evil criminal, yeah, matricidal enemy of justice. You have to answer to us now for the crime of murdering your mother and throwing her body in a pit of acid. Make it quick."
So are you like asking her what she did, how it happened? Is that it?
Just demanding a confession. I
Okay.
say, we know what you did. Now confess the details, or confess. Why did you do it?
She starts to sort of she's getting sort of so much emotional whiplash here, right? Because she's been recently she's just been freed from however long she was possessed. She can tell that she's returning to her actual own form, and but also she's just smelled some really nasty smelling salts, and so she's so confused, and she gets really welled up and emotional, and she's like, you don't understand, it wasn't, I didn't try, it was an accident.
Yeah, you better start from the beginning, and don't leave it. You better start from the beginning and don't leave out any of the details, especially the supernatural stuff. That's what we're most interested in. What's all this slime on the ground? And so I just asked her to fully, put under RP out every single word of the conversation. Just have her explain.
She's like, I don't know what that slime is, but something happened to me, man.
Yeah, I'm asking her to explain what happened, the whole thing, from why she killed her mother to, how she got possessed, what it was like to be possessed, how long she's been possessed, what other factors may have contributed, what parties were involved, was there any magic in her life before any of this happened. I want to explain it all. Guns in your face.
Yeah, so she says, look, me and my mom were having a drink, and we started getting into an argument, and she got up in my face, and she started getting physical, started trying to hit me. So I pulled out a knife I had, and I just sort of waved it around and said, "You really want to fuck with me, bitch?" And I don't know, it all happened so fast. I didn't mean to stab her. I was just trying to get her to fuck off. But I didn't know what to do. I didn't mean to kill her, and I didn't feel like I deserved to rot away in jail, so I hid the body for a while. I cleaned up myself. I went down to the hardware store, got the chemicals I needed to dissolve the body, but then when I was trying to pour it down into the drain, I spilled it, and it got everywhere, and I tried to clean it up, but as I was cleaning it, something came over me. And that's, I don't even really remember what it was, but it was horrible. This feeling, this invasive, horrific feeling washed over me, and suddenly I couldn't really choose what I was doing anymore.
Well, it sounds like
rubbing.
Sounds like she got possessed after murdering her mother and trying to destroy the body. My question is, what's our responsibility here? I don't know about you, but I'm not a cop.
What are you doing in this building, honey?
I live here.
Not anymore, you don't. This place is, what's the word? Condemned. Like the spirit of your mother. Ain't lived here at the time. Who were you renting from? Who owns this place?
She just says the name of like some real estate group. We'll call it Martyr and Sons.
Ominous.
And where do you work? Who do you work for?
I just live with my mom. She sort of let me live here rent free.
The way I see it, we either call the cops or Crime Stoppers on this bitch, or we just get out of here.
I say we take her with us. Weren't you giving that blah blah lit stuff, bringing every supernatural what's it called into our RV for any reason imaginable?
Yeah, but this woman is no longer a supernatural entity. You cast out the poltergeist or the ghost, so we have enough to make our report to headquarters. We can explain what happened here. But I don't think there's any point in dragging this sorry murderer with us. She's just going to bring more heat to us, and I doubt they'll have any use for her at HQ. If anything, we just decide if we report her to the police, let her go, or I don't know, maybe slit her throat or something.
Wait, she jumps in and she says, "Supernatural? What? Are you guys some kind of nutsos?"
Yeah, this is just some ordinary woman at this point. So I shrug and say, we might as well get out of here. We've done our job. I don't think we should drag this old lady with us. We've already got a ragtag party.
No, well, I say we kill her. Does anyone else want to kill her? Actually, I don't want to do it. It'll give me bad dreams. Maybe
A little sketchy on the acid part. And
Yeah, I think
the living slime.
she killed her mom and dissolved her mom in acid, so should we just execute her? I mean, that'll be another body for us to explain. But
I turn to her and say, well, any reason why we shouldn't?
She goes, she says, "I didn't mean to do it. You don't think I already feel bad? You don't think you don't think I would do it myself if I had the guts?"
I say, maybe we should... Go ahead.
I'd like to point out this building is not like the rest, right? It's extremely clean. You found this stuff that was alive on the ground. Everything was pretty much empty except for this person possessed, but changed into something else. Is there something that we don't know about? Something else?
Something more than the haunting? I don't know. This might have been the anomaly they sent us to find out about. How they knew about it.
Yeah, we can grab time and have them tested at HQ. We can write up a full report about hauntings being real and how a spirit who's tortured enough could find their way to possess their killer. How we were able to diffuse all of that. But as far as next steps, it doesn't. It seems like case closed, except following up with Martyr Corps to see if they have additional records on it.
I don't think we should kill this woman. That'll just be another body for us to explain. The boss was mad at us last time we killed people. She's no threat to anybody now, probably.
Did I call it when I said the name of the business? Because whatever I said, we're just gonna go with. But did I call it Martyr Corps? Or did I call it Martyr and Sons? Like
Martyr Corps.
Okay, Martyr Corps is what it is.
I think you said Martyr.
No, it was Martyr and Sons was the real estate building, but
yeah,
Cami Corp was the corporation we were investigating before.
Yeah, you've got it.
We're also not improper now. Don't anything I say there is gospel.
Yeah.
Well, I just shrug. Not much, it's not much that she can do except identify us and, explain what we did here and our license plate and the description of our vehicle. And I thought we were supposed to be laying low.
Well, so are you saying shoot her?
Has she seen all that, though? Isn't she inside the hallway in the building?
She didn't see our license plate. She saw us. But meanwhile, she's got her own problems. She got to explain this murder. I say we just leave her here, and if anything, you can report it to the police later. Through a confidential...
Can anybody make her forget?
I can. I have mind 3, so I'll try and mind memory wiper. Can I try and memory wiper for 3 mind?
Yeah, you can do that. I just want to know, like, are you going to do any sort of, like, on top of wiping her memories, are you going to implant any memories?
No, I just want her to completely black out so that she forgets everything after we got here. So that I want to give her amnesia from the last hour.
So she's just gonna wake up and remember that she's killed her mom. She's not gonna
She's not
remember.
going to remember us or anything about what happened.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead. Go ahead. Oh,
I'll roll.
wait. I would like to say, if you botch this, you could
Okay.
potentially mess up her mind. Oh wait.
All right.
Here's the thing.
You may have
This-
to kill her.
It's also vulgar. Like, you're doing some vulgar magic here.
But there's no
Okay.
one else around, right?
No, but there
Well,
is,
you
because
can
you're doing
see
it to
it.
her. Yeah.
But I don't know if would that be vulgar. I mean, I don't mind if it is, but trying to memory wipe someone, because it could just be like looking into her eyes and being like, just doing it without. I don't mind if it's vulgar. I have one paradox so far. So.
If time reversal is vulgar, this ought to be vulgar.
Okay, yeah, so call it vulgar. But I rolled 10, 2, and 6.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you managed to wipe her memory. You just
Okay.
barely do it. You don't quite you don't damage her anyway, or at least you don't, from what you're sensing, you don't seem to have scrambled her brain or anything. But she falls unconscious, and yeah.
All right, and do I gain a paradox point or something?
No, you're hang on. Let me consult the chart. I'm gonna have to get a DM screen going. That would help so much. Okay, so there was a
Game effects of paradox. Time a mage employs vulgar magic, he gets at least 1 point of paradox. For details, see step 4 results. What happens? Botching also gathers paradox. Large amounts of paradox energy can backlash on the mage with hideous results. Your mage's paradox ratings becomes his paradox pool. When things go horribly wrong with her magic, the storyteller rolls 1 die per point in that pool in order to see what happens. Thus, you'll want to keep that trait as low as possible. Higher.
Should I roll 2d10 for paradox then?
No. So what it says later on that generally you wait. Okay, it says, I think, right here. No, it says somewhere that you can. It's sort of up to the DM when you roll those paradox points, but generally you wait till you get 5. Also, Shogun, you don't have any because you had that like minor annoying spirit bothering you. But
okay.
that's since dissipated, so you just have the 1 point now.
All right. Okay, so we have completed our mission here, I think, as best as we had to. We've uncovered another paranormal phenomenon. So we've encountered a banshee and a demon possession now. Maybe it's part of a broader pattern. Maybe there's some kind of epidemic of ghost infestations going on or something like that. Or maybe we're just getting unlucky. But I don't see anything else to bring back with us, so maybe we should return to the campsite and catch up with Cal, see how he's doing. Good job, Raul, I guess. You handled that.
Okay, so would you guys, if you guys want to keep playing, do you guys want to keep playing? I'm definitely down if you guys want to. I'm just saying, if we're gonna keep playing, we need to take a quick intermission so I can go use the bathroom.
What do you guys think? Should we wrap it up for the session, or do you guys want to play more?
This seems like a natural stopping point. I mean,
yeah, I think so. Let's stop here because we kind of finished our mission. So thank you, Dude Missile. Good job, everybody. We did it again. Thank you to the players and the storyteller and anyone who listens to this. Join the Temple Mount Discord server, and you can find these episodes on the YouTube and BitChute channel. Thanks, everybody. Go ahead.
Markdown 6 experience for everyone.
Okay.
Nice.
So Kasheka, when you were